Joining us in Studio B is the head basketball coach of BYU Women's Hoops, Jeff Judkins. It's Jammin' with Juddy on BYU Sports Nation. You told me on Saturday, I miss you guys, man. What's up? How come I'm not on the show anymore? Well, you've been heard. You're back. So welcome back, Coach.
Well, it's nice to be here. I got to have that luck. Good luck you guys give me.
You want the karma.
Karma, man. Everybody says that to me, so I believe it.
Okay, let's just go ahead and take care of that right now. Let's give Jeff Judkins the BYU Sports Nation karma for Pepperdine right now.
Has there ever been a pre-interview karma?
Ooh, I don't know.
Is that the first time you've ever...
When he comes with that type of passion,
yes,
I'm not going to deny it.
That's right. We want it. It's nice to be here, you guys. 6
games in, you're one of 4 first-place teams, 10-7 overall, 4-2 in the WCC. Why or why not do you like the parity in the conference at a point like this?
Well, I think right now, the way this thing has gone and the way the scheduling, like everybody's asked me, why we don't have travel partners anymore. It's home and away. It's just making it where it's just tougher, I think, just to control things. And like I talked to a couple of coaches, and we all feel the same. We feel like we're on the road the whole time. We don't feel like there's any home time to recover. Maybe by doing that, it's made it a little more competitive, I guess, or maybe not as many teams dominating. I mean, we lost 2 games, which we were ahead in both those games, and we probably should have won. We just didn't make the right decisions, do the right things at the right time.
What was the reason behind going to this new schedule structure? Because I've heard from a lot of different coaches, and it doesn't seem like most people like the way it's at least starting out right now. Maybe it's just because it's new. But what was the reason for making the change?
Well, the first biggest reason when they talked to the coaches is we did not want to play games before Christmas. We felt like that preseason is for that purpose, and we didn't want to have the season start before Christmas with finals and all these things going on. As everybody knows, BYU and San Diego, I think, they have the latest final time, and so it just kind of fouled it up. And so I think we looked at it as coaches that we'd rather play after. In the past, we've played a lot of games early. Like we played like 4 games in 7 days in that time. And we didn't want to do that either. We wanted to try to make it. And so by doing that, this is how they thought. My suggestion was, why don't we just do it like the Pac-12? And that is, you have your travel partners, but the 1 week, and we all do it the same week, you take your travel partners and you play Thursday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Saturday. So you play, for us, we would play, let's say San Diego at home on Wednesday, and then Dave would play them on the road, and then we'd swap it. And then we would play those 2 games. But for some reason, that didn't fly. I think it will. It's the cost, missing school, parents not being able to go to a weekend trip and watch their kids, all those things. I think we're gonna have a lot of complaints, which I think will be changed.
6 games in, as I mentioned, 4-2 tomorrow at Pepperdine, and then what Dave called, after you play a road game in Malibu, you travel to a home game because you have Friday, and then you have a home game on Saturday. So Pepperdine Thursday, Pacific on Saturday. What are you anticipating this week in that traveling to a home game scenario?
Well, Pepperdine, beat Gonzaga, first game of the year in Pepperdine. They're playing really well right now. They're 3-3 and playing with a lot of confidence. And they play a zone when it's hard. People have a hard time attacking it. So hopefully we can do good against that. We've worked hard this week on it. And then we come back, and we don't get back to Salt Lake until 1:30. Time we drive down here, it's 2:30. Time we get dressed and taped, it's 3:30. Time we go through the stuff is 4 o'clock. So I've kind of had to adjust. We don't have shoot-arounds on Saturday mornings much anymore like that because of the rest. I want my girls to get some rest, and so where Dave's a little bit different. Dave would probably catch a flight. If he's playing Thursday night, he'd catch a flight Thursday night and get back 1 o'clock in the morning Friday, where his kids can go to school and they can do it. We don't have that luxury.
The men's team has struggled thus far with some of their conference road games. What is the most difficult part of playing in these West Coast Conference gyms?
Well, they're totally opposite of what our gym is. I mean, they're a smaller gym. Both of us have used the practice facility a lot more for that reason. We go shoot in it at least once or twice a week if we're going to go there, because it's kind of smaller and you don't understand the depth of things. And so that part of it is there. But I don't know. It just seems like our league is way more, there's more equal teams that have gotten better, and we don't really have three really weak teams anymore. They're all competitive. If you're not ready to go, you can get beat.
Seems like they can all shoot it as well, especially on their home floors, right?
Everybody shoots the ball well at our gym. I mean, we played San Diego Saturday, and their team shoots 22%, I think, from three-point line, and they shot in the close to 40. And I'm just going like, what is this? You think it'd be the opposite, but it's not. I have heard this. I've heard a lot. I don't know how it is with the men, but for the women, they come in and they see our facility and they just feel like it's like a beautiful arena, scoreboard, and how it's all. So it's kind of like going to heaven, maybe. Like this is just what you've wanted to play in, and people seem to move it up a notch that way.
Interesting. Okay, well, here you can rest some of your concerns on the play of Cassie, don't call me Kathy, Broadhead.
Yeah, I know. She gets called that in Hawaii, and now it's ringing in my head. She brings it up to me every time. So, but she's really playing well, and I just think she's worked so hard to get here. And I've kind of said this to a lot of people. She's kind of like in slow motion. Players have that sometimes. They get into a part of their season and they just like everything they do is slow motion where it just kind of fits, and she's played with a lot of confidence. She's a tough person to guard right now with what she's doing. And when she shoots the ball from the outside, she's even harder. So, but I'm happy with her whole game. It's not just offense. She's running the team. She's defending well. She's playing too many minutes. I've got to cut her minutes down. But she just is doing everything for us.
She just dropped 30 for a career high.
Yeah.
And if you're going to call her Kathy and that's a good luck thing, then
I know. Maybe that makes her mad. She plays better.
Don't change anything. While you're in the middle of the season, though, you still have time to do some really cool stuff for specifically one of your former players.
Yeah, you've got Melanie Pearson, played for you in 2002. She was a key part of the team that went to the Sweet 16. Now Melanie Day. There's a great story with her that I'm glad a lot of people are starting to find out more about. She has been diagnosed with cancer, and on her blog, she decided to create her bucket list. And number one on that list, she wanted to see Duke and North Carolina play. So you guys, as a coaching staff, along with the players, as well as the men's coaching staff and the players, got together and donated some money, and then you presented this gift to her. We actually were fortunate enough to have the video of it, so I want you to watch this, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
So what we did is, with Ashley's help, we wrote a letter to Coach Judkins, and we kind of explained the situation with Mel and what's going on in her life. And I got a response from the secretary. She called me up and said, "Coach, this is so-and-so. I'm Coach Judkins' secretary. Read your letter," and we cried. It's a very touching letter. And she said, "No problem whatsoever. We will do this for her."
Coach, take us through this story and why it was so important for you guys to be able to do this for her.
Well, first of all, knowing Mel and what she's done in her life, the kind of person she is, there's not a young lady that's more dedicated to what she's trying to do in life than she is. And people don't realize she was a great player. If she would have been here for all 4 years, she probably would have been one of the top players ever at BYU. I mean, she could do it all. But for us, it was a great opportunity for my players to do something for somebody who needs help at this time. And so what happens, we wrote a letter. I had one of my assistant coaches, Ashley Garfield, help me put up a letter that we wrote to Duke, to Coach Chesky, and also to the women's coach. And we asked them, kind of explain her situation and ask if we could get 2 tickets. And then about a week later, I get a phone call from the secretary of Mike Chesky and says, "Hey, we read your letter. We will do this for you. We're excited to do this for you." And
Wow.
and that. And so I went back to Dave and said, "Dave, this is going to happen." And he wanted to be involved. Him and his team, which I think is a class act. I mean, just to be involved with the whole process. And so his players, they raised money, they all paid, and my players, we paid, and that money went into pay for her trip, pay for her flight, pay for expenses, and then we as a coaching staff, we're taking care of her hotel room and all. So it's a 3-day trip for her. She's going to go and see Duke, look around, be on campus, and go to these games and do all this stuff. And so it's kind of a joint thing, and everybody in BYU basketball was a part of it, and we're just excited that she could go. I wish I could go and enjoy it with her, but I've been there. We've played there before, and so it's a great atmosphere, and I'm really happy for Mel that way, and she deserves it. We all have bucket lists, and hopefully she can get a lot of her done. But she has a great attitude towards it, and so she'll have a great time.
Fantastic stuff. We appreciate the time and the insight into that story, Coach. Always a pleasure to have you in Studio B. Let's do this more often, okay?
Yeah, let's do it so I can get karma, okay?